Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the more cringy side, the more stressful side of teaching, and that is preparing and doing performances. So let's talk about the 3 mistakes that I made so you don't have to make them. Let's also talk about just some other tips when preparing for performances. If you are new to the channel, my name is Jessie. I am a kindergarten through 6th grade music teacher here in Arizona, and on this channel you will find modern lesson ideas, organization and planning tips, and also ukulele. So my first mistake is that I relied on Bluetooth. So I have a sound system that is kind of like you can move it around. It's like a big giant speaker that flips up and it's as tall as a person and it can be charged. It has 2 microphones that goes with it and it can get pretty loud, and you can take it outside and then you can also keep it in there. Keep it in your performance area. And it has Bluetooth, which is awesome and amazing. And sometimes though, it does not work. And I found that out the hard way. So I've used Bluetooth for a while with the speaker and was feeling pretty confident about it. And I had all my music for my choir concert on my phone. I connected our speaker. But here's the thing that I did not realize is that when Bluetooth, at least I think, this is my theory, when you get all of these people into the crowd, you know, your audience, and they all have their own phone that may connect to Bluetooth or have their Bluetooth on, that's where the connection starts to get spotty, because sometimes I think it messes with and it tries to connect. Everyone's phones are trying to connect with the speaker, and so your phone's trying to hold on to that connection, and so things start to happen. And so I had that happen in a choir concert. We got disconnected all of a sudden in the middle of a song. The students were pros, they just kept going, and we sang an a cappella. But then, like, I wasn't connected, and the speaker is all the way on stage. I'm in front of the stage. And so I awkwardly panicked and was looking around like, what am I gonna do? I ran back there and I didn't have a backup. I did not have a backup CD. I did not have a Bluetooth, aux cord. I was totally relying on the Bluetooth. And so what I did, I asked a very shy student I should have known, I should have asked a more, confident student, it's all good. But this very sweet girl, like on the microphone, went like, hey, could you help me out? And she was like, no. And so luckily it reconnected, it all worked out. But I felt so bad at the end of the concert. I was like, I'm so sorry I put you on the spot. I don't know what I was thinking. So first mistake, make sure you have a backup. So either you do have, I ordered a giant long aux cord after that, so I could physically make sure that we keep that connection. And even better, well, we'll talk about that actually, never mind. We'll talk about that in a moment. But what I did is I taped it to the floor all the way to that speaker, so I made sure that we kept connection the entire time. The second mistake was Veterans Day. We had an outdoor performance. It was the very first time that I was asked to have a performance outside. And I did not account for when you're inside, you have walls that sound bounces off. You don't when you're outside as much, especially where in our area we were doing on the basketball courts. These singers were out towards the field and not towards the wall, so there was absolutely nothing. I had my very sweet 4th graders get to the Tribute to the Armed Forces song ready, and that's not an easy song. That's a lot of words, it's really high, and they did a fantastic job. We did so much work, they were so excited, and then we played it and no one could hear them. It was a little awkward. I think the kids were like, what's happening? I did not prepare them for, like, once we go outside, it's going to sound like, the sound is going to not, be as loud because we don't have these walls talking to them about it. So what I learned from that, we got through it. It's all good. I had a good cry after. But of course to them, I was like, well, that was amazing. We did an awesome job. I think they knew a little bit, but we talked about it and I still said, how proud I was of them. Had a few tears after that performance, but got it back together. And here's what I learned from that. So when you have a performance outside, you got to think of a lot of factors. Do you have a wall that sound is going to bounce off of? Are you going to sing in front of a wall that's going to help project it? And if not, then you need to have a lot of people sing. One grade level is not going to cut it and that's about 4 to 5 classes. That's not going to cut it in my realm of things. So this year, next week, fingers crossed, we are having our next Veterans Day celebration. And I have like K through 2nd singing a song, and I have 3rd through 6th singing a song. And I'm really hoping that will be, I will keep you updated. I'll tell you on Instagram how it went. I'm hoping that will be the secret sauce. That'll be enough singers that we can hear them, but not so much that we get an echo effect. Because the other thing that I found is if you have the entire school sing a song, it's just how sound travels. The students that are in the very back of the audience are not going to hear the music quicker compared to the kindergartners in the front. And so you get this weird echo effect. We're not totally together. So just know if you're going to do an outdoor performance, it may not absolutely be perfect. And that is just, it's out of your control. But there are some things that you can do, like having a large enough group, but not too big, singing the song, preparing them that, it's going to sound different, maybe making sure that you rehearse outside so that they kind of hear what it sounds like. And so good luck. I will let you guys know how it worked out this year over on my Instagram. I'm really hoping that will work out, but just know you need a pretty big group when you're singing outside. And finally, the last mistake that I've made in the past is really not thinking through how much time I have and how early I need to start preparing for a performance. So you might look at the calendar and be like, oh, we got 6 weeks until, this performance. We're in great shape. But then when you really think of it down to how often do you see your students, holidays, and, things like that, days off randomly, how many lessons do you actually have? And that might be that it ends up being more like 4 to 5 lessons before your actual performance. And so just being there's been some that we've come down to the wire because I just wasn't forward thinking enough that like how many are we actually going to have? Testing and specials getting canceled every once in a while. There's a lot that can really mess with that practice schedule. You also want to think about do you want to make sure that you have time to do some other parts of your lesson and not just every single lesson is just all the songs and practicing, because I have found that leads to a lot of times behavioral problems because you do need a little bit of a mix. It's hard to just, be practicing over and over and over, every time they come to music. So really get your calendar out, count how many lessons you have, and make a plan. And it doesn't have to be super crazy. Just think about okay, these next 2 lessons, we're going to focus on these 2 songs. This lesson, we're going to, practice the choreography for that song. And think about too, starting your most difficult songs or the most intensive songs in the beginning. And so you have the most time to get those ready and the easier songs towards the end. So just really mostly just having a plan and really being aware of how many lessons you have and what holidays, days off, testing, and things that could mess with your schedule. What do you have in that range that you need to account for? Okay, and so let's get into just some quick fire tips here that I have found along the way. So the first category of my tips is be the diva. Be the diva. No one will care more than you, and maybe the kids, with your performance. So in the past, I am a little more passive sometimes, a little more shy, and I just have to have a different persona. When we have performances, I need to be the diva. And so things that might be with that is give yourself time. So before, a lot of times if we had performances during the school day, I would teach right up to it. And then I would run over and try and get sound ready. And a lot of times the sound was not correct at first because it sat there because I got it ready in the morning and then I taught all my lessons and then it disconnected or something happened and then it wasn't ready for the performance. So give yourself time, reschedule your classes, talk to those teachers and be I really need that 15, half an hour up until the performance, I need that off. So I'm going to reschedule you. And mostly I found that teachers are really, as long as you reschedule them, and give them their time, then they are all, they totally understand and are flexible. Ask for teachers' help. You are only one person, and when you are having a program where there's 5 or 6 classes, it's not possible just for you to do everything. So really ask those teachers for helping with behavioral management, getting them into their places. You need help. You do need a team, and I have learned again that the hard way. I've tried to be like, I'm the pro, like I am the music teacher. I will get everything ready and I will be good to go. You do need help, and that's part of your job, is delegating and figuring out who can help you out. Another part of help is, get that teacher bestie, get a family member to run sound for you, because all the songs are not the same. Like, some are really loud. I have right now for Veterans Day, I have one song that's, I can keep it at a medium level and it's pretty loud. And then another one, like the beginning note, it starts like off with this big drum and it's really loud. So you have to turn down the sound a little bit, to level it out. So sometimes you can't account for that. You can't be trying to conduct and with your phone on the Bluetooth, like trying to, turn down the music or turn it up and adjust it. So you can, I've done it in the past, but again, be the diva. Ask someone else to do it. Teach them how to do it. It's not too hard, just back and forth with that volume, just adjusting. Block off your conductor area. Put some cones. I don't know how many times I have been like stepping over children trying to get, or parents taking pictures and just can't help themselves to get to my area. So block it off with some cones. Put some tape around it, put a bunch of signs saying conduct, music director area. And so making sure that you're the person that's going to get it going. You are, I would argue, maybe the most important person, maybe the kids too, but you got to get it going. So you need to block off that area and make sure people are out of your area. My next tip for you is simple is best. So I have in the past tried to do way too much harmony things, way too many rounds and cannons. When parents are coming, I've just learned they just want to see their kids up there smiling and singing. They don't really even care what they're doing. Like, just try and keep it simplified. My new motto is just like one kind of big number. That's all you need. The rest, just look cute, sing in unison, have fun. But maybe one big number where you have some choreography. One big number where you do have like flags or a prop that they use. I've done like candy canes in the past. One big showstopper, and the rest, just have them sing and be cute and adorable. And that's what all the parents want to see. Have an emergency kit. So I don't know why. I think it's anxiety. I think it's nerves. I think it's, all the people. Have maybe some deodorant, some perfume with you, because running around and things like that, things happen. Maybe have some breath mints, because you're going to be talking to parents a lot. Have water again, because it's like a workout doing a performance. You're all over the place. Have extra batteries, lots of batteries, because you never know when a microphone is going to go out. Have a super long aux cord. Have a backup CD that you can use for your songs. Have that emergency kit, and I actually have it in a fanny pack, and I will wear that fanny pack proudly around. Have Band-Aids. Have those things that that at some point you might need, and along the way you can add to your kit, your emergency kit, so that you can have the best possible performance, and also for your sanity and things that will help you out. And my last tip is, if talking in front of an audience absolutely scares you like me, have the kids do it. Coach them. There is always those kids that are like, yes, give me the microphone, and take advantage of that. Write a script for them. Have them, say and introduce the songs, welcome the crowd in the beginning, and, thank them for coming at the end. And you get to sit back and just conduct and enjoy. So the kids, give them those opportunities, because a lot of them really want that. And I think that's their strength. So if you are one of those friends that, like me, that doesn't want to be in front, put on the kids. They will enjoy it. All right, you guys, those are my mistakes and tips for performances. Please let me know. I'm so curious. What are some tips that you have when preparing for performances or during performances? I would love to know, because it is definitely something that I still have a lot of growth to make in. It is still something I struggle with and have a lot of anxiety over, but I've learned along the way tools and things that I can do to help myself and the performance go smoothly. And I hope that there's something in there that will help you too. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video.